for humanity. I want to apologize for the glitch that we had because we were first live, then we have to go off because of some glitches and some interruptions that come along the line. So this was the reason why we couldn't move on or continue for the first live podcast. But here we are. We are back again to have our discussions on what we were talking about in the first place. All right, the topic of today is this Islamic radical extremism that have posed a serious threat against humanity. Yeah, these demonic monsters who really, with the aim to bring destructions to lives and properties, and these are the lives of innocent people. These people, they are really bent on making sure that things are as they planned, because it's like a system, a laid down rules which they really want to, make sure that they functions and brings this thing to their submission. All right, guys. We It's going to be an interactive conversations. We are going to interact, and if today be able to be the first time that you come across this channel, I want to reintroduce this channel once again. That this is for humanities. This our channel. In this channel, we discuss and brings to life some of the things that are mostly related to the reality of our world, and therefore try to focus on the real issues that are really plaguing our lives and plaguing the life of each and every one. So we are going to have this conversatory interaction today regarding the issues that the world is facing. These radical Islamic organizations that are bent to destroying life and making sure that nothing is left behind. It's a system, because where the whole point is a lot of people have not really understand what these people stand for or what their aims are. Because this set of organizations are supposed to be considered to be world terrorists, because they don't care about the destruction of life, because that is actually what they are aimed for. They don't really have the mindset to really want to put things in order. And for this reason, it pains me to see that the world we live in cannot really figure out what the aim or what this set of organization are, or what their targets, the aims of what the targets are. And I want to bring to your notice what these people have really, the havoc they have caused. And it pains me to see that only two world leaders have foreseen what these people are really aiming at, which are going to be the president of the United States and the prime minister of Israel, who happen to really foresee this, should I call it psychiatric ideology that this system poses to our world of today. The danger, the destructive danger this Islamic extremism poses to our world as something that everyone who lives in today's world needs to focus on, because they are just everywhere. These are a set of group that sponsor the constant and consistent attack that we see in today's world. And to think that all of these things are happening day in and day out, and no one is really focusing on how to really bring the bring an end, bring a hush to all of this system that is plaguing lives. In most cases, when this will carry out their allergic, should I call it allergic, because they are really allergic to what they do. It's an ideology, it's a thinking that is bubbling around their mind and their brain, and this is where the whole thing, gets so weird in the way they carry out some attack and destructions of life and properties. Let me bring this article to you on what these people are really bent on doing. They are bent on making life difficult. They are bent on making the world chaotic. They are bent on bringing destructions to every corner of the world, every look and corner of the world. This is some of the recent attack of this set of organizations. These people, they don't have human feeling. They don't have sympathy or empathy for lives. They really do not has. They keep individual, innocent lives. They enslave lives and take lives for no reason, just because of some kind of ideology. What is that ideology? That if there is a set of group or a group of individual who does not agree with their terms, with what they believe, with what they have in their mind, this set of people are not meant to be among the human. What kind of a stupid psychiatric art of thinking should we call this? And where it really brings to my notice is where it happened to be only two governments, the world leaders, are really aware of what this set of individuals are in for. Only two world governments are really concerned, the president of the United States and the prime minister of the nation of Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu, who happen to know that these sort of people, if they are left, if you leave this group of organization behind, if you allow them, they are going to take over the world and enslave innocents of people. This is a psychiatric ideology that these people carries. This is a psychiatric ideology that this set of group has in their mind. They want to enslave the rest of the race of human that lives on the earth. And for this, they are bent on using whatever means they know, whatever they can do to see that they brings human being to, they brings the whole world to its need. They are bent on doing it. Look at the rate of terrorism in today's world. You will find that they are mostly connected to Islamic extreme organization. Most of the world terrorist attack are connected to Islamic organizations. They are mostly connected to Islamic organizations. And this is where it bothers me a lot, because the rest of the world leaders are not paying attention to this set of or this group of people who are bent on destroying life and making the world unrest. They are bent on making the world unsettled. They are bent on making the world uninhabitable. And we should be aware that there is an ideology that is becoming a spiritual virus and is plaguing our existence, human existence, is plaguing every individuals that lives in the world today. Seeing the rate of crime, the rate of death, the rate of innocent trafficking, the rate of the tragic activity that is going on in today's world, then you will find out that most of these things are sponsored by this set or by this group called Islamic extremism. They are bent on bringing life to its knees. They are bent on bringing human race to their knees. And only two world governments are actually aware of this set of activities. And this also have to be what everyone should be concerned about, because if you are not aware of what is going on in society, then you become victim of what the trend that these people poses. I want to see the latest attack that these people have carried out and the loss of lives, innocent life, guys, innocent life that are also deserving to be human. This set of people don't care whether innocence of people lose their lives. They don't care whether there is a right to live by every other human being. What their concerns are is to make sure and ensure that their set of ideal is being embraced by the general public. And here we are having a battle with this form of psychiatric individuals that lives among us. This recent attack was carried out by this group of this organization group. They enslave and they kill. If you look onto this news, you will see what is happening in every nation of the world are mostly sponsored by this set of organization. You can see a huge number of individuals that was killed 3 days ago. These are human beings that have right to live, but they are no more. Where does this topic become sensitive? Because this could come to your doorpost at some point. If the world are not taking notice now of what is going on, because only but individuals are really awake to the knowledge of what is actually happening. Only individuals are really awake. Only individuals are really aware of this set of organizations are really operative, and they are extremely radical in what they do, because all what they really want to see is to see that they are system, was it called, should I call it a jihadist system or Sharia law, is being embraced by the rest of the world. And if not, they are going to go by violence to see that what they want, what they intended, is accepted by the rest of the world. See the numbers of people that was slaughtered by this group of people. 162 individuals, helpless residents, helpless citizens of a certain country be slaughtered by these Islamic organizations called radical Islamism. They kill 162 individuals who are harmless, without any arms. They slaughter them in their home. They burned each and every one alive. What is their offense? Simply because they refuse to bite into their idea to become a part of Islam. And this was the offense they committed. They lose their life for nothing, for no reason. Radical Islamic organizations. And it should be a concern to the rest of the world that this set of individuals should be considered as a world terrorist organization. They should be considered as the world terrorist organization. Islamic jihadists, they do not have any positive attribute or contribution to human race. They have a backward system of idea of some kind of, should I call it a demonic system? Is actually what it is. It's a demonic system that is meant to enslave individuals or meant to call others slaves, because if they do not buy what they have to offer, they should be considered as slaves or be murdered or be killed or be unalive just because they refuse to buy their ideas. And only two world governments are taking notice of what is going on. Look at what happened in October 12th, October 7th, I mean to say, in Israel, when this set of radical ideology came into the city of Israel and massacred a whole lot of individuals, innocent human beings that was murdered for no reason. And here you will come and see so many radical system that is being upheld by some part of the world, saying that this group of people, they mean something good for the world. No, if we are not taking the precaution that we need to be taking right at the moment, then there's going to be a lot of chaotic things that is going to be unfolding into this world. I mean, in the nearest future. Because if the world is like this at this moment, if the stage the world is sitting on right now is really in a mess, so there is need for a drastic actions that should be taken in order to cure this satanic virus, because I call it satanic virus. Actually, that is exactly what it is. It's a satanic virus. And to most people, if you are still thinking that this plague that the world is facing is just something that could be handled by the world government alone, then this is where you could be making a mistake, because some of these things that is ongoing to this world, the chaotic system that you keep seeing night and day, when you look at today's news, it's always going to be from one tragic event to another. There is a constant activities of things that are happening day to day that is chaotic, that is tragic, and some of these things are what every one of us that puts fears in the mind of many. But here we are trying to, bring the issues of humanity out, because every human being on earth have the right to live. Every human being on earth have the right to live. But here we are talking about some set of people who says that there are some who do not have the right to live, simply because of what some kind of ideal which they have. And when you see the world being pushed beyond limits, is because you and I, who are supposed to stand up and fight for your right to live, are not doing anything. And it's high time we begin to speak against this radical system that is plaguing the world, and doing what is, what we are meant to be doing in order to push this system back. Then the world will certainly come to its need at some point, because they are bent to make sure that everyone that lives on the earth bend down to their knees because of some kind of ideological system that they have within them. because they are bent to enforce it. It's not going to be by peace talk, it's going to be by violence. This is something I foresee. Yeah, I foresee some of these things going to be. There is going to be a huge persecutions of these organizations coming to play. There's going to be chaotic things that is going to be unfolding just because this set of individuals are allowed to operate freely, or because they are not considered as a world terrorist organizations, in order to fish them out, bring them into book, and ensure that the world is not a safer ground for them to operate. I foreseen this thing taking place in the nearest future. And this is why For Humanity TV is a place to address some of these issues that that is plaguing the world today, and also talk about the solution. What are therefore the need, or the thing that we need to begin to engage ourselves in order to see an end come. This system is being to hashed. Is a lot of people do not believe the concept of the necessary precaution that is needed. Because when you don't take the need to work on what you are supposed to work on, then you are going to begin to see a lot of things going the other way. All right, guys, if today happen to be the first time that you are watching this YouTube channel, you are welcome to For Humanity TV. Welcome to Humanity TV. In this channel, we bring a lot of vital informations and some of the activities to cure the pain, the stress, the distress, and the issues that is plaguing the earth. And we focus on the real solutions. What must be done to cure the plague, the sicknesses, the virus spiritual system that is plaguing the earth? Here is where we unfold so many things that we become an informative help to each and everyone, and we also give the little assistance which we could. In this channel, we also do a lot of activity that have to do with social experiments to see the mind of most individuals, what they feel, and how they react to some of the plaguing thing that is happening to the world that we live in today. So if today happen to be the first time that you come across this YouTube channel, please do where to like, subscribe, and give your little contribution to this channel so that YouTube will also recommend this channel to a lot of people, and also to support us to begin to make a constant content and to come alive or most of the times. And if you have your question, hello, if you have any questions or whatever you want to say as a discussions, please bring it on, and do not forget to ask any question. It's an interactive podcast. We try to engage on irrelevant dialogue, the relevant dialogue of the things that is plaguing the world. We have this a common mind to discuss something that is really facially important to us, to you and I. Guys, you can leave a comment behind below on where you are watching for, and watching from, I mean to see, and give your question regarding the topic that you are seeing right there. What are we discussing today, or what are we working on today? We are working on the danger this demonic system called radical Islamic organization, because there is actually a danger that this system is posing to the world. Radical Islamic organization. We are seeing a lot of tragic things that is happening in our world today. So many tragic events that is going on today. Lives being lost, life being lost, life being lost on constant basis, on daily basis. Why? Because there is a set of group who agree, who thinks that the world belongs to them, the world revolves around them. A radical Islamic ideology with the aim to bring the world to its need. So guys, please, like I earlier said before, do way to help this channel to grow by liking, subscribing, and being part of the growth that we are aiming at in this YouTube channel. This is For Humanity. We do whatever we could here to sensitize each and every one, to bring help the least which we can. This channel is also focusing on social experiments. We also sometimes we do go out to make some social experiment videos to test the mind of people, to know what sits right there in the mind of each and every individual. And there are so many stories that also are piling up regarding that series of video that we make every moment. All right, guys, please do wait to like, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and leave your comments below, and also be part of the family that we are building right here in this channel. We are hosting this podcast today to address this issue, the issue of radical Islamic organization that is plaguing the earth today. And every day happen to be a series of tragic news that comes out daily. And this is a world combat, not a war for just a single individual. It's a combat for you and I, that both of us have to have this idea that it's a fight that every one of us have to focus on. It's a battleground. We are on battleground. In this earth, there is a war that every human being living on earth today are facing. These radical Islamic organizations, they are bent on bringing the world to its need. They are bent on bringing the earth to its need, and they are in with whatever force they have. And where it actually bring an attention to me is where only two world governments, only two world leaders are really aware of what is going on. This system is they are everywhere. It's a kind of a virus that is, deep inside every nations of the world. Simply because they are not in your country yet does not mean that they are not going to come. They are certainly going to be there. So this is why you have to be aware of what is going on in today's world. There is some kind of ideology that every human being on earth must accept Islam before their so-called Messiah come. There is some kind of ideology that states that every human being on earth have to accept Islam. And if you don't, you will have to pay some homage, because that is exactly what their text or what they have in their Qurans have given to them. That if you don't accept what they have, then the person will have to be paying homage or become a slave. And some of these systems are being enforced through force. They are going to make sure that they are able to succeed on what they have. It's either through military aim or through a terrorist a platform. And this is why you see the world is being faced today with a lot of terrorist activities. And when you want to look at why is this so, is because there have not really been a constant let me use the word, should I really see a constant engagement towards their activities? No, it's not actually so. It's because there is actually no anyone who is really aware enough to know the precaution and the right to begin to attack and engage this set of people in order to push them backward. Because if you don't focus on what you do now, certainly there's going to be a time whereby it will be so overwhelming that nobody actually know how to approach this system anymore. And it's not actually it's surprising to me. Like I said before, there are a lot of stories that I will want to share because of some experiences that I've had regarding this, what I've foreseen of what is going to be. Because one thing that you must know, you have to be aware right now, is the world is not going to be a better place anymore. And not simply because nobody is going to try to do the best he could to see that the world actually stands right, is reason because the system which has been deployed to put the world in the right standard are not actually what is needed to put the world on the right standard. Because the truth remains that you must have it in your mind that the solution to this world is actually not going to be the government. Certainly no. The government are going to play their own part. They're going to play their own role, do the least they could. But also, every citizen of each and every country also have a role to play in order to foresee that maybe let's say there is a part that could also, through the citizen of every country, be brought to the table to see that these extremism attacks that comes in and out are not radical or are not consistent in a way, curbing off some of these systems that keep coming on day and night. So this is the part that every citizen of each nation have to also play their role. Because at this point, you will realize that, okay, actually, this is what I need to do, because you also have a contribution to make. As long as you live in this world, there is a contribution. There must be something that must come from you as a system to, to render for the betterment of the state that you live in. So this is where we are bringing the information to each and every one of us on this channel and beyond this channel. All right, guys, like today's topic is the danger this demonic Islamic organization have posed to the world that we live today. There is a war against humanity posed by Islamic organization, a war against innocent life, war against innocent soul, a war against the right to live, the right to live. Because what the assistant actually taught them is no human being on earth should live if they refuse to accept what their ideals give it unto them. This is a system that is plaguing the world. It's a virus system that is plaguing the world today. This is why you see a tragic news on and off each day that comes. A tragic demonic news that comes in every single moment of the day. When you turn to your news today, there isn't any place where, it's almost fearful. It's almost, disheartening to look onto your television today, because you are going to see often on and on a tragic news that comes out day in and day out. Now the question is, what is then the solutions? Because now we all live in a world that is so packed with fearful activities. The world is plagued with a system that is deteriorating. The question should be, what is the solutions? What then are we going to do? How should we cure this satanic virus that is plaguing humanities? Loss of life each day. Children are being enslaved for no reason. The high taste for money has risen beyond comprehension, beyond explanation. The love for money, obsession, desire to get it quick, desire to become, desire to be in power, desire to be, the most richest person in the world, desire to be the most, I don't know the right word to use. There is this extreme ache or hunger to become. And this love that a lot of people are really plaguing towards activities, towards system, are not the genuine love that is meant to be in today's world. This is why you see death is, piling up day in and day out. If you look at the statistics of the world and see the amount of people that lose their life each day, then it's disheartening to see that the world have really lost it. The world have lost it in general. But in terms of understanding what is actually going on and really want to see, to look onto this pattern or the virus that is spreading the world, let's also talk about this Islamic radical, should I call it a demonic system that is also virusing the earth, called the Islamic radical extremism, that have some kind of ideal, stupid ideal, thinking that the world, every human being that lives on the earth must accept their ideology. And if either by force or either by violence, and this is where the world is at the moment. Well, guys, this discussion today is, what is the solutions in curbing this plague that is deeping the hearts of every individual? What then are the precaution, or what are the need? What are the requirements? What are the system in place to curb this system that is destroying lives upon lives on daily basis? What system is being set aside by the government to curb this earthly virus that is seen physically? Because life are being lost on daily basis. Innocent lives are being lost. Innocent lives. People who have rights to live cannot live because some certain group of individuals say so. Because some certain group of belief system, some kind of ideology have allowed some set of group to begin to operate freely and destroy life for no reason. Now the question is, what system has been put in place to curb this earthly virus that is destroying lives and property? There is actually no system. Because where it actually boils down to, this way you have to understand that what the world needs to know right at this moment is the only solution to what is coming, to what is plaguing the earth is not actually the government. The government can do the least they could, but that list is not going to, prohibit the world not to come to its need. The solution to what the world is facing today is partly the government and partly the citizen, and above it all, generally is God. Because I believe most of the people do not really believe in the system of knowing that God is the only answer to the solution that the world needs. God is the only supernatural, preordained answers, solution that the world needs to radical the system that is plaguing the earth. Because right from, let me call it, from the Second World War, a system has been set aside by the European Union, by the European body, to see that there is peace in the world. There was a kind of a system that they put in place so that there should not be a war between two countries. But as that system works, has there really been a curbing solution ever since such system was put aside? The answer is no. Simply because the solution to curbing the situation that is plaguing the earth today is not actually going to be the government. Certainly, the government have its own role to play, but and not the lie, the government with the system placed on ground and his own citizen in elevation nation of the world, and God supernaturally is the three system form that is going to bring solution to what is plaguing the world today, because the world is actually facing a huge diabolic system of attack that is beyond visible, that is beyond a physical combat. Yeah, this war that is plaguing the earth is beyond physical combat, because there is a huge lot of, should I call it, what is the right word to use now? Should I call it, the way that the world is at the moment is beyond what radical process laid by the government going to solve, is beyond it. This is the reason why everyone that lives today have to begin to sit themselves down and understand the basic concept of life, and how to begin to apply some of this wisdom given by God in order to curb the situation of the world and bring a lasting solution. A lasting solution. Because whatever the government are going to set aside is not going to be the lasting solutions. It's never going to be the lasting solution. The lasting solution to what the world is facing, the tragic things the world is, that is plaguing the world, is God. God is the lasting solution. That is the only form solution that could give a lasting peace to the world. A lot of people do not really believe that, okay, if God do exist, why are there so many things that is plaguing the earth today? Yes, God is not the reason why some evil thing that goes on and on in today's world are happening. God has given man the right to put things in place, but there are still some group of people who have accepted the dimension given by the Satan. And this is why you see the world is at a position or at the state where it is today. This is the reason why. So where it pains me is because we have to be aware of what is going on. And so therefore, with the knowledge of what we know, we could be able to begin to see what do we need to do in order to combat this system, in order to have a lasting peace in our world. Because we all have rights to live. We have rights to live. If we are going to look at what is going on today, the loss of life on daily basis, the system that is plaguing the world, depression, the rate of depression, the rate of homelessness, and the rate of death that occur day in and day out is beyond description, is beyond explanation, is beyond words. There is pain, there is suffering that is going on today. And a lot of life are being lost for no reason. Life, I do always say, life is very precious. And some set of people should determine who has the right to live and who does not also have the right to live. And this is where everyone that lives today should be a major concern in order to combat this Islamic organization, Islamic system that that have cover with the mind to enslave the rest of the world. All right, guys, this is where we are going to bring today's live podcast to an end, and we are going to be back again with another episode on For Humanity Home TV. And like we always say, thank you to everyone who have come on live today with us and who also give their comment, their subscription, and their light to our today podcast. So we hope to always see you around in order to have these conversatory interactions on our YouTube channel. Remember, this YouTube channel we brings to you the things that are relevant, things that are real, and things that also pertains to life, and how to be able to become a family that could help to assist the world to be in the right standard, the right place that the world is meant to be. So see you next in our next live podcast, and remain blessed and have a happy weekend. All right, guys, stay blessed and bye.